I'm gonna make sure to share my screen because I'm gonna go over a few things. So for everyone who was actually on Super Saturday, maybe also drop a 7 in the chat if you actually were on Super Saturday last Saturday because I am curious. So it's gonna be a little bit what I said on Super Saturday, but I'm gonna add a few things here and there, and also make sure to really stay until the end. So let me go and share my screen. Also, please, ladies and gentlemen, take notes. Like for real, take notes. Uh, I see Regina laughing, but take notes. You should all. You should all take notes because note takers are, if they apply it, money makers. So let's go. Ta 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 ta. Here we go. I'm gonna check if I can open this up. Amazing. So I have my iPhone next to me to see how the screen is going. It's going really well this way. But amazing. So my name is Elena. I'm 31 years young and I am since 3 years in this amazing community called ZiNRAideas, and it truly shaped my life. Now, to get started, I do want to start with my story and also some questions that I have for all of you. But as Christoph said, when I began my journey, I actually was working a 9 to 5. And when you are working a 9 to 5, we need to be grateful that we actually have a job. We need to be grateful that money is coming in, that we can actually work. Now, for me, I was working as an interior architect, interior designer. I had good clients. I had really fun things to make or to design. There were just a few things that I did not like, and I wasn't going to live my life the same way until I'm 65. So I didn't like to have a boss because I don't like people bossing me. Jens can tell you too. So I don't like people bossing me around. Not because I don't like rules, it's just like I like freedom. I love freedom. I love traveling. I started this for the lifestyle. I started this for the travel. And that's actually what I wanted. I wanted to live my life in an abundant way. You know, the world is so, so, so beautiful. And I knew that I couldn't go and see the world if I was just working a 9 to 5. And again, it's nothing against a 9 to 5, but that's just me. Now, something else that maybe strikes for all of you, and also drop a travel in the chat if you love to travel. But something else, and I also want to talk about that, was actually my father or my family. That was also a reason for me to not stay in the same routine. I'm gonna talk about that in a few minutes. Clive said, "I live for travel." I know you do, and I really like that about you. Now, I do also have a few questions because maybe you're here for the first time. Maybe you never heard of trading. Maybe like ZiNRAideas is like, what is this sorcery? But I want to start off with a few questions and actually open your mind. So drop in the chat all the prejudgments you ever heard about trading. Maybe, like I give an example, it's a scam. It's risky, like Christoph said. Indeed, a scam, it's risky, it's time consuming. Like, bring it on. Like, everything that you heard so far about trading, I want to know. Drop it in the chat. I see it's a bubble, money thrown away. You're gonna lose money. Takes way too long. Losses. Pyramid scheme. Uh, love it. Like trading is a pyramid scheme, yeah, sure. Too difficult. Okay, bring it on, bring it on. Like I love these. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Takes 12 hours a day. Something that I also heard is like, yeah, but I'm not smart enough. I don't know if I can do this. I was really bad in mathematics. By the way, sister or brother, me too. Like I suck in math. Indeed, it's just for men. We women are doing this too. But you see, there are a lot of things that people think about trading, and mostly it's a bad thing. Now, what I want to start off with is actually trading is not a scam. It's not a bad thing. It's not sorcery. Trading is something that all of us do. Like when you have money in the bank, you are trading. When you have, even if it's like 100 euros on the bank, it is trading. And it's not because you are trading, it's because the bank is using your money to trade. And you're getting like maybe 0.02 whatever. I don't know. But it's really not that much. So they're trading with our money. So it's, and yes, the banks are a scam, but like I cannot go off topic. Uh, but anyway, it's legit. And something else that I heard before is, for example, yeah, my parents think it's risky. I cannot do it for my because of my parents. And I had the same in the beginning. Like my parents, they maybe they're on, if you're on Hey Dad, Hey Mom. My parents come from a difficult household, both of them. Like there was not much money. So they also didn't have the chance to go to school. They went to school when they were like, when they actually had me, then they went to school. So they didn't have that much in the beginning and they really built themselves up. Like they really made it happen for themselves. Now, what happened is I went to school, my brother went to school, we had a good degree, we had a good job. But then the thing is, I wasn't happy. I was not happy at all. I wanted my freedom. I was at the edge of a burnout because my soul was craving more. Now, what happened is I told my dad, like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing called trading. And I think like his heart dropped for a second there, and he was like, "What are you doing? How? Like, you have such a good degree, and like, no, 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 no." But I stood ground and I said, "Dad, I am gonna do this thing." Now, what happened is he saw me win, and after half a year, he made a decision to start for himself. And why am I telling the story also of pictures? Because before I go into the ZiNRAideas, I want you to be serious about this. I want you to understand what trading is and how it can change your life. And I have no better testimony than my father. So I'm gonna go to the next slide for you to actually see him. So 3 years ago, he said, you know what? I am gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, but not in the way that most people try, trying in the way that he said, I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna put 1 hour a day in this trading thing, and let's see if it works. Now, mind you, my dad was working 80 hours a week, 80 hours a week, because he has his own business. And in the beginning, of course, it went slower, but he really got the grasp of it very fast. And now, because of this trading thing that in the beginning was a scam, he was able to like cut his hours and now only work 20 to 25 hours a week. And it's even this funny. Crypto Dad is a nickname indeed. It's so funny because what I want to show you with the ZiNRAideas, it's possible for everyone. If you're on this call and you're like, yeah, but I don't have the time and I'm not sure if I can, and I think it's a scam and blah 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 blah, just mind you this. He is 50, let's say 55 when he started. He's 55, never went to school, not the best in mathematics, already was working 80 hours a week. Still, he made time. And why did he make time? Because this little cute boy, my godchild, was born and he understood, my dad understood, like, hey, I want to be able to be more around my grandchild than I was with my kids. I want to take back my time. I want to give my time for my grandchild. So he did. And what happened is, and now I can actually show you, this is a video of last year. We went to the Japanese garden. And I just want to show you how easy it is to take a trade. Like we were just walking, eating really good food, and all of a sudden he was like sitting somewhere on a bench. And I'm gonna show you. So he's there just sitting 2 minutes on his bench, taking a trade while we are at the Japanese garden. Now, why am I showing you this? Again, I just want to show you that it's possible, and I want to show you that you don't need to sit behind your desk like 24 hours a day. I want to show you that yes, you can do it when you have a family. Yes, you can do it when you have um, kids, grandkids. Yes, you can do it when you have a full-time job or like studying or whatsoever. But he did it. Like, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so proud of you. So I wanted to start off with this before I go to the next slides. So by that being said, take it serious and take notes because this might change your life when you act like he did. All right? Who's ready? Drop ready in the chat. Who is ready? Amazing. Regina is ready as always. Amazing. Love it. So, to give an idea, our experts, they are, first of all, they're tracked and checked. That means that every 3 months, they need to show their results to the actually even the government. Like the government has to approve, the platform has to approve. If they are not performing well enough, they get like not banned, but they're not able anymore to teach. And why is this good? Because there are a lot of YouTube gurus talking about trading, talking about cryptocurrency or whatsoever, but they're not tracked. This is tracked. They need to show the results. They need to show like, hey, I am good enough. Hey, I know what I'm doing. Hey, my results are good enough to actually teach people. And this is, I really want you to keep this in mind, whichever decision you make. They also walk the talk. What do I mean? They actually live off trading. This is their living. This is like, trust me, and I cannot make an income claim, but these people, they do not need to teach for the money. They don't. Not at all. They teach because it's their passion. They teach because teaching is their purpose in life. So understand this with your decisions again. Now, let me see if I can go to the next slide. So these are a few of the examples of our educators. So we have DeFi Mike or Mike Sotero. We have, for example, Nina Santiago. We have Charlie Del Sol. Drop some love in the chats for our amazing educators. These are also the people that give us trade IDs and more other people too, other educators, other experts. But to give you an idea, they all started from scratch. And I'm just gonna go with the story of Nina Santiago in 1 minute because I don't want to take too much of her time. But Nina Santiago, she's the person in the middle. She actually started trading, I don't remember like how many years ago, but she started trading when she already had her 2 kids. She lost her job, like the job just said like, hey, you can go now, we don't need you anymore. And in just 1 year or 2 years, I'm not sure, but 1 or 2 years, she was able to retire, not herself, but even her husband. She's a devoted woman of God. She's a wife, she's a mom, and she did it because she was devoted. She wanted to make this work for her family, and she did. So these are actually the people that give you trade IDs for you to understand, like, hey, I can trust them. These are real people. These are people with a family, with like their beliefs. That these are the people that are actually walking the talk, okay? Now, how does this look like? And of course, I took the trade as an example of Solana from a few days ago. Maybe again, drop a profit if you made some dineros. Actually, I did. But how does it look like? So, for example, you get a trade ID on your iPhone or Android, whatever. They give you the entry zones, they give you the invalidation, and they give you the targets. Now, what does this mean? Invalidation is actually for you to protect your wallet. So this is how it would look like, and this is what happened. My face is in front, but you get the picture. It went to the entry, and most beautiful, it went skyrocket up to the last exit tree. So this is actually where money gets printed. Now, Elena, I don't really get the trading. Like, why are you trading? Why are you following these numbers? Well, it's a game of probabilities. Now, what does that mean? When I went to school and when I did mathematics, as I said, I wasn't the best student. I always had to calculate every single thing, still do. But with trading, like sometimes you think like, yeah, but I'm not good enough. I'm gonna make so many mistakes. But actually in trading, you can make mistakes because let's say, and this is again the trade of the thing that you just saw, this is a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. What does that mean, Elena? It means that this red thingy is 1 partial. Then we have 4 times this 1 partial, but in the green zone, in the profit zone. Now, when you take a 1 to 4 as your standard, this is a standard, maybe more, but nevertheless, 1 to 4 is the standard. It actually means, and listen good to what I'm going to say, it means that you, how can I say this? When you would only have 20% of your trades right, you would still be break even. So let's say that 21% of your trades would be, no, sorry. Yes, 21% of your trades would be good. You're actually already in profit. Think about it. You can fail, but still be in profit. And that's why it's a game of probabilities, because we can predict the market, but you know, the market sometimes does crazy things. And that's why you're always protected. Now, as you can see, like most of the people say, yeah, you can risk 1%, you can do a little bit more, but you always stick to the same percentage. I put here a -2%, but you can also, for me, please do not copy what I do. It's a little bit more, but let's say that you have 0.2% or -2% that you can lose. It also means that this is not just 4%, it means that this is 8% that you could gain on your account. Okay, now Elena, like again, what does gaining mean? Because let's say that you have an account of 100 euro. Well, if you make 8%, it's just 8 euro. I can only buy a Starbucks with 8 euro. Yes, but listen, but listen, there is something called compound interest. So let's say that, and by the way, you can ask this to ChatGPT, you can Google this, you can use your own number, whatever, but this is just facts. Let's say that you start with 200 euros and every week you add 6% added. So that means that maybe you have one good profit and one lost profit. You end up with 6%. After 1 year of consistent trading and 6% a week, you would arrive at 4,000 plus euros at the end of the year. So that means that you make out of the 200, you make money. You don't work for it, you make it out of money. Really important. Now, some people might say, yes, but for 4,000 euro, I'm not going to get started. I don't want to do this. I don't have the patience, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's say that you do this the better way, not the right way, but the better way, and you start to invest extra money into your trade account, let's say 20 euros a week. So for all the men and women, just don't buy as many matcha lattes or cappuccinos, just save it and put it in your trading account. You're not gonna exit the year with 4,000. You could actually exit the year with 10,000 plus. Compound interest is where the magic begins. Exactly, Umar. This is crazy because with just $20 or 20 euro extra a week, you get this amount. Now, of course, again, I don't want to make you crazy or whatever because this happens, but it can also not happen. It really just depends on you. It depends on if you're consistent with following your education, if you're consistent with taking the trades, if you're consistent with following your plan, then this can work. But it all depends on yourself, of course. And yes, we do have plenty of trade IDs. The educators are really giving us, they're blessing us with really good trades. So yeah, we are eating. I hope you're eating too. If not, get back to your mentor or just get started for yourself. So how are we actually going to place a trade? It's really not that hard. It's not that complicated. It just takes a little practice and understanding. So first, learn the basics. Learn the basics on ZiNRAideas because we have really good basic education, basic courses, and then of course you go on to the more advanced ones or the bootcamps. Second, you get a notification on your phone with the trade ID. Third one, you copy the stop loss, you copy the take profit, you click continue, and you go on with your day. Easy, right? I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna give a few examples. I'm gonna give an example with MetaTrader 5. I'm also gonna give an example with MEXC. By the way, I'm not affiliated with MEXC. It's just a platform that I use and I want to, well, I just can show you. That's all. So for MetaTrader 5, how are we actually gonna implement or how are we gonna place a trade? So this is an example. Do not take this trade by all means. It's an example. It's not real. I just put it there as like, again, example. So let's say that you get a notification bzz, bzz, and it says entry level 180. Entry level 180, invalidation 174, exit target 1, 190, exit 2, 205. So how are we going to take this trade? And I used Solana as an example. You can actually trade cryptocurrency on MT5. When you're a newbie and when you don't have a big account, I wouldn't do crypto on MT5, only Forex. If you have a bigger account, you can do it on MT5. So let's get started. First of all, you have like these little two, and maybe for all the people that actually do calculate lot size, I don't. This is like the very fast Elena way. So yeah, don't be angry with me. But to make it really easy, you have these little two buttons here. And these are actually the most important. So when you have your Solana USD, you click on these two colorful thingies and you get actually this, because you see here you had nothing up on top, you had no buy or sell, and here you actually have. So you press these two, and then you can actually add the entry zone, you can add the stop loss. So here you can see stop loss, you can see take profit. So here we placed the entry level. I'm going to show you again, entry level 180. Again, do not do the same in your own MT5. This is an example. But I used the buy limit for 180. I clicked stop loss as an invalidation for, well, my stop loss. I placed it where it's more or less like 174. And I use my take profit on 205. I hope you can see this. Try for yourself, but this is just like the only things you click are these two. You can click on stop loss, take profit. And then what you're going to see is, depending on what is written in your lot size here, you're going to see the amount of euros or dollars you are about to lose. Now, with a 0.01 lot size, I would lose with this trade around 60 euros, right? But I would also be able to gain possibly 200 euros. Now, let's say that your account is bigger and you are actually able to risk more because it fits your percentages. You can make this number bigger. But please, 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 for all of you listening and watching, stay close to your trade plan. If your trade plan says risk only 1%, you risk only 1%. If you can risk 2, risk 2, but never do more, please, because you will lose your account. So keep to your percentages. But let's say again, my account is bigger. I can just up this, and now you can see that actually my stop loss went up. So now I would be losing 200 euros, but I would also possibly gain 1000. You see? And this is actually like, of course, there are people on this call that have no idea what trading is, that have like no, this is like the newest thing ever. But I just want to show that with just a few clicks on a button, you can place a trade and it doesn't have to be complicated. Like if this is very new, also you can ask your mentor, you can ask the person who got you started to help you out with this, because we are here to guide you in every step in the way. But as you can see, this is just it. You click these two things. You can like change a few things with your entry, with your invalidation level, with your take profit. And when you're all said and done, when you say like, hey, this is how it should be, you just press the little arrow and you click place. I hope everyone is with me. I do hope. Drop a 1 if you're still with me. Drop a 1 if you're still with me. Amazing. So next up, we have MEXC. Again, I'm just gonna keep using Solana because it was just easiest for me to go with Solana. But let's say that you have MEXC to trade with. MEXC is actually only for cryptocurrency. This is not for Forex, or at least I don't think it's for Forex. I never tried it, but it would be strange if they have Forex. But anyway, so cryptocurrency. Let's say you get this trade, again, fake ID, but you get this ID from MySotero. The only thing that you're gonna do is you have like two options. You can go to the trade. It's like in the middle down. It's trade, but trading is only when you do spot trading. It's with your whole account or your investment account. And then you have futures. I'm gonna show you the futures way. So when you click on the futures thingy here, of course, you need to make sure that you have actually money on the account, USDT on the account. And then you're gonna look for Solana USDT. You're gonna always use isolated. Please make sure you always have isolated. This is really important. Not gonna explain why, but have isolated here. And then you can use a leverage. So don't go crazy with leverage. I know some people really, how I'm gonna say this neatly. Well, let's just say some people really have a big ego in trading. So they have like leverage multiple 90 or 100. Never ever do this. Like a 10 is more than enough if you want to go higher and with 20. So everything between 1 or like 2 and 20 you can do, but I would say just take 10. You're gonna use the limit, so that means that you're gonna go into the trade in a later phase when the market actually hits the entry. Then all you gotta do, and I'm gonna go to the next one, all you gotta do is actually enter here your entry level. You're gonna choose with this little bar how much of your wallet you want to go into the trade with, and you're gonna fill in the take profit and stop loss. So again, take profit is your exit target, stop loss is your invalidation. So you fill it in 205 and we have 174. Now, if you want to see how much this actually is, you can go to advanced. When you click on advanced, you will actually see very clearly in depth how much money you would lose or would gain. And again, I am not the woman that takes forever to calculate her risk with like calculators and all that stuff because I just don't. Uh, I'm just like quick and easy. I go to advanced. If it's too much, if I'm risking too much, I just lower this percentage thingy and that's it. So I don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. I like efficiency and that's it. So again, isolated 10x. You take limit if it's something in the future. You enter your entry level. You slide this little bar. You take your take profit and your stop loss and you go to, well, long, open long or short, and that's basically it. Again, the way I communicate it is maybe for some it might be very simple, for some it might be a bit difficult, but it's not more than that basically. And after this, it's just putting your phone away and waiting. Just waiting. And you will get an alarm, you will get a notification like, hey, I got a target, I got my profit. So when you take a ZiNRAideas, it's really just trusting the process, entering with a safe amount, something that it's not gonna hurt you, something that is not gonna hurt you financially, and then going on with your life. And as I said in the like more in the beginning, like when you have a 1 to 4, you can actually like with 21% risk rewards, or how can I say it? Um, well, anyway, you get my point. You're even in profit. Now, understand that our educators have like a win rate of most of the time 80% or more. So the chance of them losing, of course, there is a chance, but it's not that high. So that being said, all of you, I thank you very much for listening, for your attention. But I really hope, and I'm gonna make sure that I see all of you again because I miss all your faces. Where are you all? Amazing, perfect. I just really hope that you're all just gonna apply what you heard, that you're just gonna do the things that we talked about. Um, because this can really set you free if you want to. This can make a difference if you want to. Um, so yeah, that being said, I appreciate you all. I love you all. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained motivation. I hope you gained faith and vision and just really are here to win with us because like I'm going nowhere. I'm gonna stay here and win with all of you that are actually here to win with us. So thank you all again. Appreciate you all. Love you all and see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.